Hey guys, Steve Coulston here, SHOT Show 2016. I'm here with my good friend Dave Pavlik with Arsenal Democracy. David, good to see you, my friend.
Always good.
David is one of the most passionate guys in the firearm industry that I know, and he can talk here about his products in the firearms industry forever. So I'm going to hand it off to Dave. Dave, tell us about Arsenal Democracy, what you do, and where you're going.
Well, yeah. So folks who know the whole backstory with Arsenal know it's been an interesting road, but I'm back. I've taken over the brand, and we're super excited about moving forward and getting new products out there. And we've got the latest gen of the 8016, which was originally the Reaper 33, and we've added new features in that. I've got a Forge line with M-Lock, with key mod. It's lighter, it's faster, it's something that's affordable for folks, on an entry level. We're going to be sub $1,400 with that. There's still the flagship's still there for folks who want the flagship, and yeah, we're interested in killing it this year.
Can you tell people who don't know anything about Arsenal Democracy what makes these rifles so special? So,
yeah, special I'm not, but I'm not special anymore. But I was a Special Forces guy, and I did a decent career, about 12 years, and I'd had issues with guns before, in combat. I tried some of the piston guns from the 416, some of the other ones. I used regular DI-ARs. I've had guns go down on me. I've broken firing pins. We shoot a lot suppressed. If it's out there, I've broken it, and a lot of times I've broken it at the worst possible time. And I wanted to make a gun. I started off modifying team guns. I started off fixing team guys' guns, making them better, and eventually I stopped wanting to polish up something that was messed up from the beginning, and I wanted to make my own. And I took a forged gun, I put clay on it, and we came up with a way to make it not just stylistic, but something that also is an integrated system. So, we changed the way the gas flows. We made a tungsten powder buffer we weighed it exactly to get it 100 grams where we found the perfect number. Geissele triggers is what we've always used. Microslick, Cerakote, all different new coatings, Gen 2 coatings that make it feel better, they make it shoot better, make it run like, something that I want to say maybe 4 or 5 guns have had any kind of issues since we started, and those issues were easily fixed by either adjusting the gas block out or using a different lube, right. Which I won't name it. But yeah, using killer barrels, better ingredients, better pizza, and using a 5R barrel, using a 416R stainless, we get a gun that, I don't know how we did it, but we made a gun that shoots sub half-inch groups all the time. And a lot of times they'll do better than that. Remember World of Firepower last year, they had a guy shoot it, he got 0.37-inch group, shooting Hornady factory. We have had recorded groups smaller than that from some guys that I can't say that they did it. But yeah, it makes something that's hyper accurate, it's still reliable, and something that just balances better, shoots better.
If you haven't noticed, Dave's left-handed. So
I'm wrong-handed.
Yeah, wrong-handed. So flagship rifle here accommodates left-handed shooters very well. He's got QD points up and down the PMOD rail. What else? The barrel profile is a little bit different too, right, on the flagship?
Yeah, so we modified the barrel profile slightly. I love heavy barrels, I do. The original barrel profile was actually heavier than SOCOM. We went a little bit lighter this time, not just for weight and for balance, but because we want to be able to use all the key mods as QDs as well. QD mod is what we were calling it, and we had to modify the profile slightly in order to even get the QD in there. That's how tight the barrel is. So we lightened it up slightly, lost nothing in accuracy, got a little bit more speed, and then we're able to use that rail fully for modularity is the name of the game.
And you have some ports on the other side of the rifle, at the starboard side here, that say what? Pistol, carbine, and what, mid?
We got pistol, we got carbine, we got mid, and rifle. So we got multiple gas systems for multiple guns. For our 300 blacks, we run pistol. For our 10.5s, we run carbine. Mids, we do our 16s and 14.5s, like yours, and rifle for 18-inch SPR. So we wanted to make a rail that integrates our gas block. We have a side adjustable detent gas block, and these ports are basically machined in and labeled so you can access it from the side while you're shooting instead of flagging yourself and coming in front. And yeah, it's a rail that we've sold separately. We've sold with our gas block separately, and now we're kind of keeping it. I think we're going to keep it mostly in house.
It's awesome, and you do a little bit with the Glock market as well.
We do, yeah. I've got a thing for Glocks. I always have. I started off shooting 1911s just early in life. It's the first gun I ever shot. I love it. The Glocks, we went over to Glocks in SF a while back, and I learned to love them. It was a love-hate thing.
Yeah.
You're like, this thing's super reliable, it's awesome, but there's some trigger issues. It could be spongy, it could be gritty. So we started polishing, we started changing some geometry and doing other stuff, and it led us to develop that trigger. And it led us to start modding these slides too. And so we actually do these recesses here, and we input media, which makes it grippy. And so
yeah, it's not grip tape.
It's not grip tape. A lot of people have asked if it's grip tape. We actually mill in the slide, and then we fill it in with this media. So it's like a four bake process with Cerakote and our own mix of glass beads and aluminum oxide. And it's something that utility-wise, the way we shoot, we've never been over slide grabbers when we're shooting. When you're out, you're coming, you're reloading, and then you literally rotate it in your hand. It sits there, go like that, and you're right back into your position 3. And that's how we shoot. Now we made a gun that helps you do that, because as human beings, if it's more comfortable, we're going to want to do it, and you build that muscle memory. So as trained athletes, I like to think military athletes, we maybe need 800 repetitions, 1,000 repetitions to go ahead and get that muscle memory. We want to make it more comfortable. We want to make it more natural.
And this is called the?
Yeah, so we called it Blackside. We named it that because when I was in the SIF, I was in C37, we had weapons that we called Blackside. We also ran a Gemtech Blackside suppressor. And so we just started calling them Blackside guns. And then when we made this, we were like, dude, it's set up for suppressed, it's awesome, let's call it Blackside. And so that's what we did. And we actually patented just the process of putting recessed texture in a firearm.
And you can carry these holsters suppressed with light, correct?
That's right, yeah. So we've got a holster right here, and that's the setup right there. And we want to make something that won't knock out of that holster, but it's like a taco. And our buddies at KMFJ LLC, and Larry owns the company. Larry and I were actually in C17 together in the SF, and he had a great idea. We started modding it, revving it, and we're like, okay, hey look, I think we need a strap, because these guys are going to jump, these guys are going to dive. Let's do something that's really going to retain it. We ended up coming up with a strap that goes right there. And so you can carry this thing super secure, but if you still need to draw it, you can pop it like that, give it a twist, and you'll yank it right out of the holster. We found in testing that it is within milliseconds as fast as drawing a regular pistol, no suppressor, out of a regular holster. And the retention's that good. And then it slides right back in, and you can snap it. And we made it modular, so it'll go ahead and it'll fit into G-code RTIs. There were some guys in the unit who, that's what they run. So we've got one setup over there, and that's a 3/4 drop down that they're running because it keeps it away from the body armor, but they still like carrying it on the side, not necessarily on kit. But you've got other attachments you can use. You can do a paddle, you can take it, use the Molly attachment, throw it on your kit. Modularity is the name of the game. So we want to make something that will work with all that stuff. And like I said, as a SIF guy, we had guys building, climbing, and we were running our Mark 18s on our back. Suppressed pistol was the main use of recce guys as they're clearing the top of that rooftop. And we were trying magnets on the chest. We had our own Kydex kit, so we were making this weird sword sheath thing, and you're trying to draw it out like that, and we just couldn't get it right. And so I wanted to do something that would be best for that application. And there are a lot of guys who, as you know, all they do is run suppressed. It's IFF, and they just run suppressed. And pistol, rifle, let's do it.
If people want to know more about AD and what you do, where can they find you?
Yeah, so our new website's arsenaldemocracy.us, and yeah, we've integrated the web store. We've got that stuff set up just in time for SHOT, actually. And we're going to have our new products. We're going to have the forged guns. We're going to have the 8016 accessories. I showed you the F117 selector, 45 degrees and 90. the ambi mag release, which I'm really happy with because I'm a lefty.
So.
But you know, the interesting thing we found, as a lefty, I had to learn how to do everything in a right-hand man's world. And in CQB, nobody's left-handed or right-handed. You know, you can be shooting around a corner this way, and then you've got to switch over, and you've got to shoot around the corner this way. Because I love shooting left-handed, but I also love not getting shot. So if I got to choose between shooting right-handed and getting more cover, 70% of my body in cover, or you know, getting shot, I'll do it right-handed.
Every time.
Every time. And so, you know, I was doing all the time on the old mag releases. I'd be shooting if I needed to reload. You know, I, as a lefty, had to press that button. So I'd come in, shoot, 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 come in, press, retain my mag, and then come back up. And I actually got pretty quick at it. Now that I put this in there, I can access it with my finger like you folks. But we found that righties were actually starting to use that because they also wanted to retain their mags. And so they were coming in and they're pressing it and doing the same thing I did. So you guys are kind of copying us now.
What can I say? Trendsetter, right?
Yeah, right? And, but yeah, so we're really happy with those accessories. We're going to sell those too because they are fully compatible with mil-spec guns. As long as you've got mil-spec tolerances, it'll work. And we want to sell those, bring those to market too.
Awesome. Dude, it's so good seeing you again. We only see this guy once a year, and it's not enough. Check him out, Arsenal Democracy. You can find him on Facebook and Instagram as well. Steve out.